Let's make a trampoline tutorial as if I haven't been gone for 2 years. I'm out here training my Raiz. It's a beautiful spring day, but there's pollen everywhere. And I'm out here training my Raiz, trying to make my TDR flowy. But I'm too lazy and can't be bothered to do my TDR on ground right now because I just don't want the impact. So this is how you can train TDR on trampoline. So because it's really hard to like step over a TDR on trampoline without breaking your face or your arm, it's not impossible, but it's not really intuitive. We're gonna use like a swing through Raiz. So I Webster on my right side, whee! But for this, you want to practice just flopping over to your back on your left side. So you whee! Try to really lead with that left leg. From there, you can kind of quarter turn into it by lifting this leg up, kind of like an axe kick. So you're kind of bouncing, and you're thinking up, axe, down, but then you're gonna lean forward and let this fly through. So you half turn, you're looking there the whole time. You turn, lift, let it through. And then you should be able to kind of do that interpretive dancer, modern dancer fall thing. From there, you can try to land on that left leg, but it's not really necessary. I'm gonna try it real quick just for funsies. Axe kick, follow through. Hey, got it. Now I can do reversal. From there, what I like to do is add a 360 spin because I can jump forward like this and use that momentum to carry me into the Raiz. So I jump forward, but I spin 360 while I'm lifting this axe kick, which also gives me a little bit of like hook kicking momentum, like the Raiz. And so it kind of leads into the whole move. So this can be a little disorienting, but get over it. Jump forward, spin, lift that leg, let it follow through. You can just do it lazy as heck. If you're worried about this knee exploding, stop it. So you turn, spin, axe kick through. That was actually incredibly lazy. I didn't even try at all. I didn't expect to land that whatsoever. If you can't do that, you're probably not ready for Raiz. So just drill that a bunch or move on. I don't care. From there, keep your eyes on the ground, axe kick through, and let that leg kick a little more sideways and kind of turn you. If you don't know how to front half, you should probably get your front half on trampoline like this. Front half. It's really easy. You just literally go front, turn your hips to the left if you twist left. Done. So it's a combination of front half and follow through with that leg. But don't make the mistake of tucking your leg like insanely, because then it'll just be a front half, like a wrap front half. You want to really follow through with that leg. So do that 360 and kick through the front half while looking at the ground the entire time. And then it's important at the end to pull your chest up really hard so you can land up like Giga Chad and ready to swing. So turn around, swing, axe kick, swing through, reversal half, face the other direction. You gotta swing Raiz. Giga Chad. From there, it's as simple as trying to go forward a little bit more and or start reaching when you see the ground. So at first, it's gonna look kind of like a Raiz where you land and you touch your hand. I've gone over this in my TDR tutorial if you wanna see that from like 3 or 4 years ago. So I look for the ground, I start to reach to the ground. Turn, axe kick, follow through. See, I kind of just high-fived the ground when I came down. But if you notice, I landed very much like this, like my butt sticking out. Your goal is to trail one leg. On the trampoline, it can be a little scary to do that, but if your tech is correct, you're gonna be landing in the middle of the trampoline. So most likely, you're gonna have plenty of room to trail that leg. So stop being a baby, myself. Okay, so that was actually kind of sick. So what I did was, I extended properly like I said, but I didn't really lean forward. And because of that, when I reached, I wasn't close to the ground at all. So it kind of did one of these motions on the tramp. That was cool, didn't hurt or anything. It can be a little scary, but like, I landed on my feet. So worst case, you're gonna land on your feet and then just go to your knees. So keep drilling it. Try to go out more, but don't drop your chest like crazy. If you go too far down, you'll just crumple on this knee. So lean forward, reach out. The way you wanna feel is you're swinging that leg, you're looking at the ground, but you're not trying to reach here, you're trying to reach out there. Boom, and reach out. But try to keep your eyes on one point the whole time. Bam, swing. Okay, so that was a pretty good one. A word of advice I'll give you is that when you're doing this, you want to keep your fingers like this, close to your head. But if you're doing it low on the trampoline, you might want to turn your fingers like this, kind of like a bulldog stance. Because if you land like this, you'll just crumble onto your head and or chest. And so it won't actually like break your arm. Whereas if you're here and you have too much force, it can knock your arm the wrong way. So I'd recommend learning like this, and then over time, once you get good at it, start to straighten it out. So that was a good example of a mistake. I bailed because I was leaning to my right a little bit too much, and I wasn't really in it mentally. So there's no shame in just like completely canceling your trick so you don't get injured. Don't just chuck it if you're not comfortable. If you got like butterflies, again, take some bug spray, get rid of them. Just take your time, relax. This is about control. It's kind of like Zuko in Avatar: The Last Airbender. When he first started out, he grunted and used his muscles for firebending. But as he got better at firebending, he used his breath, and he just kind of calmly used firebending. Kind of same way with tricking. You should be relatively calm unless you're just like out of breath and you've been training for 44 minutes on the trampoline, you know? So calm down. Use sun bending, not grunty firebending. Okay, so that was pretty good. I did it in place. I did the bulldog stance like I was saying. And so from here, I'm just trying to reach more here. What a factor on my trampoline is that it's tilted towards the wood this way. So I'm actually leaned up slightly like that. And it doesn't look too much like it, but you sure can feel it, especially when I'm doing swings like this. I like to swing like this, like orientation-wise to my yard, but it tends to make me drift it this way because of the bounces. So just keep that in mind with your trampoline where you're going. I would not recommend doing it going towards that slant down because it's gonna pull you a lot, and you're one, gonna be lower than normal. Two, build lazy habits because it's kind of doing it for you. Spanish tricking style. There is a market for that of like, okay, if I'm doing like high twists, it'll pull me backwards so it can help me like get more twists and stuff. It's kind of like a in-depth topic. But for this one, I'm going uphill. That's because I want to really make sure my shapes are solid. So that was an example of I reached backwards properly. My fingers kind of curled up like this. Not a big deal. Stop being scared. I just went like this and curled up. That means I need to kick harder with my leg. So that one was pretty good posture-wise. But this leg was directly next to it, like the last time that I was talking about. So I'm not making my tail. So not good tech. Because if you want to swing or anything, even if you want to pop, you want that tail, because then when you stand up, your foot and your head come down at the same time, or your head comes up when your foot comes down, and that gives you a bunch of posterior chain power, which allows you to launch. So even if you're going for pops or something like that, you always want that tail in the TDR because you can just place it here or let it swing through, or put it kind of back and turn for cheats. So always have a tail when you're doing TDR, no furry. If you're here like this and you land like this, it's not a good TDR. Tail was better, turning was worse. That was pretty solid, but a little boxy, no tail. That one was a little cheaty because I used a lot more bounce, but it allowed me to axe kick a little bit more, so I guess good and bad problems, you know? So I need to go out more. Pretty solid, but I kind of just punched the trampoline on that one. Anyway, you can refine it from there. You know all the tips, I just gave them to you, but that's how you TDR on trampoline, or learn how to TDR on trampoline. If you can't do the Raiz thing, something that can be helpful is to do it kind of like a side flip. So if you can do right side flip, just do one of those Raiz swings and side flip to your right. You kind of go in here, swing to side flip. And that can kind of teach you that Raiz shape. And then once you can do it and turn all the way back to the direction you came from, then you can start opening up. So you can go kind of here like this, boom, side flip, turn. And I came to here, but I should only go there. So that means I'm definitely able to turn and open. So then I do the side flip with my upper body, but I open with my lower body. So that's like side flip upper body, swing lower body, open. And it's a pretty solid ride. Now you just gotta fix this and open up more in your chest. Let's see if we can swing that TDR even if I have enough room. I'm just gonna run into the wall, let's try. I popped this, but couldn't swing it, I was too spooked. Give it another go. What was that? So this is the point in my training where my head's starting to hurt. Guys, it's been 50 minutes. I'm gonna take a quick water break and try this on ground really quick, just for funsies. But I feel super heavy right now. I've been losing weight, but I'm at 216 right now. So it's still pretty hefty. I could probably almost certainly do a TDR on the ground, but I don't know if I could do swing TDR, but I'll try it just for giggles.